Hello, and welcome back to Nearly Logical's Let's Play of RimWorld. In the previous episode, we had a giant battle and we lost a good chunk of our fort. Unfortunately, this episode's sound was lost, and so I was forced to do this as post-commentary. So I'll be telling you sort of what I think I was thinking at the time that I was doing it. In this case, I was worried about who should be the new warden. Someone, with social skills. So I ended up going with Bender, the entrepreneur. I did look at Weeks, but, Weeks is Weeks. So that over, I start thinking about how to rebuild our base. We have a bunch of dead people, and so I'm wondering, if we have enough graves, but I can't exactly seem to find it. Another thing to note is that this will continue with the experimentations of how my voice sounds. So if you could give feedback, that would be amazing. Now I'm going to go over here and we're going to think about, shall we build more rooms here and use this as a primary form of defense? Or should I rebuild the entire entrance area like before? Because it pretty much got completely blown up, as you can see. I end up deciding to just fill in the walls, because at least those need to be fixed, so that we have one pathway in. Although I guess, in retrospect, it probably doesn't. We'll throw some more mines in here so that, we can blow up people if necessary. And also, I think we build a few walls to try to make sure that they can't hide and shoot the door. They'll have to enter the room completely. I finally start up time, and I'm worried a little bit about the buildings being disconnected. One of the other problems with the fort getting destroyed is that the power no longer comes from the upper generator to lower generator. I'm trying to decide if I want to run wires or what. But I think what I end up doing is, just selling everything that I possibly can, and then building a new room for them to fight in. Because I decided that, if I'm going to need to make a wire crossing there, I might as well build a trap there as well. Pollard is getting there and building stuff up. I speed up time because there's not much going on around here. They have to drag all this stone back to the storage area, which is kind of annoying. But other than that, things seem to be going well for now. Whitaker is healing up in bed, and then we discover that there's a cargo ship which crashed, and we can get some food. Food is okay. I have a ton of it, but there's no reason not to grab some more. People are having some mental break issues, of course, because they're seeing all these corpses, and that's never a good thing. But, so I decided that we're going to build a new entryway, and I want people to go in. But then I noticed that Gilbert hasn't been taken off of soldier duty, and we jump over to him. He's going to get some food. He's going to really enjoy it. Back to construction. We're going to try to build a fortification here. I was thinking that, I'd build another one of those mine rooms that we have in the basement, but instead it would be outside. So I go check the mine locations. I do eventually notice that there is an extra mine there, but I have some trouble figuring out, where the mine blast zone is. I really wish you could see, where the mines are going to be, because that would be useful, but is not the case right now. So yeah, I end up figuring out that is the exact area. I end up selling that mine, and we end up starting to build this area. I use that to try to figure out where to go, and eventually we just kind of finish building that room, and everything is happy for now. So we're going to set up a room, a 5 by 5 by 6, I think is the actual dimensions. I could probably start counting that now. So that'd probably speed up this process. But now, if they finish building that, everything will be connected, except for one small problem, and there we go. There's now a door. So the people will have to come into that room, and then they'll go to try to destroy the door. And while they're trying to destroy the door, we'll blow them up. But at this point, I decide, well, maybe we can throw some turrets in the back. That'd be kind of useful. Get some turretness going in. But I can't exactly remember where the wall is supposed to be. And so I try to see where it is, but I can't. So here I'm just wasting a bunch of time trying to figure stuff out. And that's great. There is another message, but I don't see it. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, we go over there. So now there's a traveler entering. And we're going to jump to the location. Now, our people have just been absolutely decimated. So I decide that it's worth it to take someone off of working to try to arrest this person if I can ever find them. And so off to go arrest the commissar. Commissars aren't super useful, but, they can do some menial labor. And they can shoot guns. We haven't actually been trying to recruit McClure, and that's probably a mistake, so I go in and set him to being recruited, because we definitely need more people. Now back to building giant trap room. There's so much to keep track of in this game. You can forget a little bit. I end up putting a turret right up there against the wall, and try to place another turret, but it turns out that I am completely out of metal. And that's not the best thing to have happen to you. So I start looking for ways that I could possibly get more metal, mining stuff out. And then I notice that a fault has happened in the electrical supply that has caused a fire. This fire is the worst fire of all time. It spreads and spreads and spreads, and it's a clear day, so there's no rain now to start putting it out. Abbott is hungry. I can't figure out why Abbott is having, not going to eat. Eventually, I do learn that these people, they when there's fire, they won't eat or sleep. They'll just go and put it out, which is probably a good idea. But they're all like running through the flames and catching themselves on fire, and it's just really stupid. Weeks is just running around like a complete moron, getting himself more and more on fire. I just don't even know what to do with him. Bender, on the other hand, is doing a good job, but she's having some mental issues. She would like to sleep or something. Now there's a trade ship. I really want the metal on this industrial trade ship, but one, we don't have power to our comm station, and two, everyone is running around trying to put out fires. I also don't notice that a soldier needs a break, and I wish I would have noticed that earlier, because then we would have had more firefighters, but instead I decided to go around and turn off all the lights, all the power we're not using, because we're disconnected from that second power source. We've lost all the power in our batteries. So what we're going to want to do is just lower the amount of power being consumed, and none of these rooms are being used. There's no real reason for us to be powering all of these jail cells. In fact, I could probably just destroy them, but it would be interesting. Stuff would fall, and it wouldn't exactly be the best. I wish you could deconstruct roofs. I think I've said that before, but it's just annoying to have to wait for them to fall and then not exactly have them. I'm checking to see the power. We're slowly gaining power, but it's just not enough. Weeks, on the other hand, has decided to do the exact opposite of what any human being should ever do, and that is run away from safety while on fire. He just ends up burning himself. So I have to go send someone to rescue him. So Bender, you're off to go rescue. For some reason, because the door's on fire, Bender won't go through the door, so she has to go all the way around and back. And, he's got 12, 11, 9. She's just simply not going to make it. Weeks is dead, and there's nothing we can do about it. So let us have a moment of silence for Weeks while I continue to play the game. Okay, that's about all the time we have for Weeks. They continue going with this fire, and it is just getting crazy out here. And they're fixing rather than putting stuff out. I think it's because I don't have that area as part of my home zone. But silly me, I look away from it while I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So he's having a mental break. Pollard I just left standing out in the field. I accidentally set Bender, but luckily I noticed it before anything happens. So, Pollard's heading back. There's fire. Fire's going on. I think they end up getting food before the next round of fire, but there's just spreading. There's no rain. I foolishly try to rebuild this power so we can get power back to the main base. But it's just going to catch on fire in a few moments anyway. So I've just kind of given fuel to that. So Pollard is going to get some sleep. That's going to be great. But, oh no, the fire just went crazy again. So everyone's now going to be rushing around and trying to deal with this fire. And so its time slows down. It keeps slowing down because people catch on fire. So Whitaker is the new running around with fire on. But I think she survives because she has enough hit points. There's a few corpses. I'm trying to count how many corpses there are versus how many graves I have. So that'd be great. Now I'm worried about Abbott. Unfortunately, Abbott needs to rest, and he's very, very tired. The continuous flames have been stopping him, but I don't know that that's the problem right now. I'm confused as to why he will not go to sleep. So eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set him as a soldier and tell him to go to the base, in hopes that he will reset his pathing once he's close to a bed. That he'll decide, wow, I'm so close to a bed, I'll just go to sleep. That's not actually what happens, unfortunately. So I've just wasted a bunch of time from Abbott that he could be using to, put out fires. Instead, he's just going back to his bedroom. He's just absolute silent. Whitaker ran to where Weeks died and is running around like a moron. I've got to put an infirmary there or something because they just have such a problem. At this point, I really, really wish there was some technology for fire suppression, because it would be so much better to be able to just fire suppress. I'm just Abbott, go to bed. I'm trying to prioritize sleeping, but you just can't control these guys at all. You can't make them do anything. You can only suggest it. And so he's going to go back to help fighting the fire. And eventually it'll go out. But they've been fighting the fire so long, so much of my stuff has been burning. And I decided, you know what, we're going to just lose all of this stuff. I can't repair the thermal generator. It's going to explode. So I just sell it all, because I might as well get some of the metal back rather than none of it. So I sell it. You can't sell anything that's on fire or damaged. Get rid of all of that wiring. Just as an off hope that maybe we'll be able to stop the fire from just raging out of control forever. Especially since there's no way for me to get to the geothermal generator. I actually want to destroy that wall, but they don't repair the wall, because I'd like to sell it so they'll have access. But at the end of the day, it's too little, too late. No rain, it blows up, and that's bad. But it puts out a lot of the flames, and now there's more flames. I mean, this is the fire that just will not quit. It doesn't care about me. I'm not sure why she's not putting that fire out, but I think maybe it's because Bender's on it. But it's just crazy. I'm just at this point. I'm like, please have rain, just rain, anything. I mean, the base is just getting destroyed. My people are getting destroyed, and they're not getting any sleep. I think it's been a few days since Gilbert slept or ate. I'm sure he's not doing well. I unforbid the metal because we need metal. Pollard fixes up all this stuff, and I'm just like, okay, we just got to get. It looks like the fires are finally dying down. We're gonna make it, guys. We're gonna get through this. Of course, then the problem is, now what do we do? Once we've survived this horrible thing, how are we gonna rebuild after this huge and horrible accident? So I do end up dealing with the walls. Unfortunately, some of the metal gets crushed in the process. It does look like there's still a little there. You saw the screen shake. That's an explosion by one of the landmines. I actually start praying for landmines to explode, because they actually put the fire out around them. Finally a trade ship. So maybe we can get some more metal from this one. McClure I'm like, maybe I can make McClure do it, but no. I try to have her talk to comms, but I can't because there's no power. So I just eventually let her go to sleep. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how I can get enough power to this place. I eventually just end up turning off the sun lamp. And that should be enough, for the system to turn on. But I did miss that first trading ship, unfortunately. So Abbott, I don't know why I'm not having Abbott do it, but I think I'm just worried about the lack of power. This power situation is just absolutely horrible. And now Bender, you're gonna open up communications. So the good part about this ship is I can trade food at a one-to-one basis for metal. And so that's eventually what I do. I mean, we have so much metal, or so much food and so little metal that it just doesn't make sense to hold on to that 2,000 food when I can turn it into metal and solve a good chunk of our metal problems. I wish there needs to be a way to, type in a number, because just dragging those arrows just takes way too long. And I am just beside myself with glee. The fire's out, I think, and we have metal, and we can mine out some stuff in that back room. It'll just be amazing. So I go set this to mine out. And we can finally think about, doing stuff. Now, I tried to turn the sun lamp on, but there's simply just not enough power to start it up. Other things are eating the power. Yeah. Finally, there's someone else here, so that's just going to be great news. We're going to recruit this person. We're going to drag him to jail. Pollard, you failed last time, but I think you should be able to do it this time. Go arrest her. And everyone else, get back to work. We need to repair this base. We need to get the food up, production up and running. It's probably good that sun lamp is off. We don't really want to be spending a huge amount of time recruiting food. I just make sure that someone has dedicated hauling so that metal will get to the supply tent as soon as possible. And other than that, I'm just thinking about, how am I going to set up these defenses? It's just great that everything's done. And I notice the fire is still raging. I mean, this fire has been going on for like 15 minutes at this point. It's just crazy. And a trade ship passed by. They are a slave trader. I go down. I'm like, I would like to buy some people. That'd be wonderful. Turn it on, but I just don't have enough power. There's just not enough to go around. So that doesn't go quite the way I'd like it to. Oh yeah, and Landry escapes because fire happened, and she decided to drop her and then go fight and then go put out fires. So that was a little bit interesting. I don't know why I didn't send her back to try to catch her, but whatever. It didn't happen. I was a little concerned more about getting that slave trader ship up and running, but yeah, we can't keep that thing up for any period of time. The day dawns again. The fire is still going. I'm completely unsure of how to deal with this problem. It's just wiped out everything. I just feel like, thank God there wasn't like a forest there, because this would have been the worst forest fire. Grasslands fires, I guess, are just as bad. I decided to finally just get rid of that and just, close that area off. We'll go up here. That place will be built. We'll throw down a geothermal generator. Maybe put some of the batteries back in, and we'll build this wall out. Now I'm thinking, like, how do I want to get this power back to it? Like, having a destroyable wall that eventually ends up with us not having any power, in one of the defense things, seems like a bad idea. We did finally get McClure, so that's good. So I decided I'm going to mine out that rock wall and then replace it with walls so the power can go through the walls. Mental Brick Pollard, I've totally just left being a miner, so she's going to go eat. But eventually I decided that's a bad idea. Not quite yet. Oh, and the fire is still going. It's crazy. So now they're pulling out the rocks in order to build that, but they have to take them so far. So I'm just like, let's just make a rock stockpile nearby. I mean, there's no reason to build the dumping area. I positioned one there. I can't really figure it out, so I just tossed it in there. The trader is gone. So now the rocks are closer, so we can just move it a little bit instead of a long way. And we're finally settling down. It's nighttime. We've survived 72 days. It's absolutely amazing. I did not think we would make it this far. I thought we were dead like days and days and days ago, months ago even. But I've decided that's just a bad move in general. We'll run some power conduits. We'll rebuild that power conduit. We won't even put batteries near it. We'll have the batteries in another place. The rains have finally come. Unfortunately, with the rains come lightning, but at least the lightning will get put out by the rain. And so, it's back to building this. So I want to, feeling good about this. What I want to do is I want to create an area where they can't escape the blast. They have it. But, these rooms need some light. So I end up canceling that wall there and just throwing in another 2 pieces of wall and a light. So that the light is inset in the wall, and when the mines explode, they won't take the light out. Because I want as little damage done by mines as possible. Plus, the bad guys probably won't stand in it. I also am like, well, this area below here needs to be mined out, so that we can build another layer of traps there. So I just start mining that. I just set that to mine out. We're still having just absolutely horrible power issues. The slave trader is gone. I probably should have turned off the power conduit. I really want them to just rebuild that wall. Anything to get that done would be absolutely amazing. So to that end, I think I end up canceling this geothermal power generator because it's just not getting done. But I guess it's not right now. So it's been about 20 minutes, so I've decided this is the end of the episode, and then raiders come. So now we have a bunch of raiders. I'm just like, really, Sandra, or Cassandra, you've done that. So I cancel all of the work that's possibly done. I don't think I bother selling. I just cancel it all. I want that done as quickly as possible. Who cares about the mining? I don't know if I cancel the mining, but that's pretty much where we left off. I want them to go through here. I do need to finish up the work. So that's where the episode ends, and I hope to see you next time on Let's Play RimWorld, where we find out if I can actually take all those raiders. Thanks and goodbye.